Hey, we're back in this thing. Michael Israel here
Or
with Real TV. Thank you again for tuning in. You already know how we do, baby. Let's go.
don't run away from the truth.
And don't ever run away from the truth. Don't ever run away from the truth.
Yeah. Hang in there. Run the race all the way to the end. Run the race all the way to the end. Spending money not the only thing we need to do. Giving money to the poor is what we need to do. A lot of lies in this world, but we need the truth. I know you run away, but we need the truth. I know you wanna run away, but we need the truth. It's like we living in the cage, living in the zoo. Why you wanna run away when we need the truth? Why you wanna run away when we need the truth?
Welcome to Real TV. I'm your host, Michael Israel, sponsored by Speaker Radio and Real TV. If you haven't subscribed, why not? Real TV on Speaker is actually set up where free downloads are available. Moving into the new year, very shortly, I will be ultimately finished with YouTube. So enjoy the time that we have here together while it lasts. Moving forward very soon, I'll be transitioning onto my own network and Spreaker network only. It's 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, USA. Wherever you are in the world, thank you again for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, good dawn, good dusk, good day to you. Thank you again. It's been a little cold for the past couple of days here on the East Coast of the United States, and it's well expected. We are in the winter, so it is what it is, right? But we're going to get into some scriptures in the latter part of the show to tie a little couple of things together. Pardon me if I sound a little drag. I've been very busy and very busy day today. So it is what it is. Can never be too tired to do the work for the Most High. So it's always a blessing, right? I guess we'll start off with some not on the mainstream news, but before we do, I noticed that on my previous show I've had some technical issues, and with that being said, I guess it's good that I leave it up so y'all could bear witness that sometimes we who give the truth will be picked on, whether it's by the elite, family members, friends, so-called friends, colleagues, a number of different individuals. So, it's just a sign to let you know that they know who we are and that they listen to the truth. Even though I'm not on a big network as some other truthers and enlightened brothers and sisters are in the world who have over 20,000 viewers and 50,000 subscribers and things like that. You know what I mean? But I'm just glad that you all are here. Just know that we may not be large in number here on earth as far as the whole subscription thing goes, but one person who gets saved, the whole heaven rejoices. The Most High and the holy angels just rejoice over one. So it's not about numbers, even though we're a little over 1,000 or so. Even if one or two, you know what I'm saying? Because not everybody who listens to the truth will abide by it and will live by it and will be able to endure until the end. Okay? And with this truth is, it's funny how those who lie become popular, but then you have those who tell the truth, they're portrayed as crazy. And when I think about that, I think about a scripture that I want to share with you from John chapter 8. It's in John chapter 8, and we'll read from verse 44 through 47. If you get the time on your own to read the whole thing, that'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic. But we'll read a snippet tonight based on this truth. I'm going to probably go in after I get the news network started of what's not on the mainstream news. And then I'm probably really turn up tonight because I got a lot that I want to talk about. But I'll try to keep the show down to at least an hour, and try not to go too far over an hour, with it being late and all. But let's go ahead and dig in. And not on the mainstream news here, coming from John chapter 8, verses 44 through 47. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh from his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? He that is of Yahweh heareth Yahweh's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of Yahweh. End quote. Today's show is going to be called Ring the Alarm. And we're going to talk more about this truth and how sometimes we can tell certain individuals this truth and they just won't get it. But from our perspective, from our own perspective, we'll look at it like, man, it's me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I didn't say it the right way, or I didn't say it in the right tone. Or maybe if I would have used a bigger word in a sentence. Or maybe if I didn't say it in simpler terms. Or, maybe I didn't say it exactly word for word how I normally say it. And I miss, this portion. And maybe they just didn't get it. So sometimes we can get caught up in our own ideas and lose hope in that individual being enlightened and being touched by the Most High, and thinking or assuming that person can be changed. We as individuals have a problem with us trying to change people when we can't change them. A person has to change themselves. And before a person can be changed, they have to have the desire to change themselves. But we as individuals going through change and have been through changes, we assume that since we got over certain humps and it was easier or this somewhat difficult for us to get through whatever we had to get through, we feel that we have the power to change individuals. Whether it's giving them truth, whether you're in a relationship and you thinking that you could change their habits and their ways, whether you're a coach and you have a cross-country team, or a basketball team or whatever sport that it may be, and you're trying to coach that individual hoping that they could run a little faster. But as a coach, you're doing everything you can to put them on game, how to exercise, how to stretch, how to eat right. But as a coach, what you don't know is that maybe in their ancestry, there's some type of bone marrow disease. So though this individual has the zeal, the ambition, and the smarts to follow the directions, or may have some issues psychologically or spiritually or mentally, whatever it may be, you may think from your perspective you're not coaching enough. But from their perspective, they would love to, but they just have this one issue. Or like trying to teach someone how to dance. If someone just doesn't have rhythm, I mean, some people just don't have rhythm, you know what I mean? It's just how it is. But before I go too far off on that, we all try to change people sometimes. And we can't change anyone. We can't change it. They have to be a part of the 1/3. They have to be in the direction of righteousness. Though we as evil human beings can do righteous things as evil people, we have to consistently be on the path of righteousness, because every day, every second, every hour is a fight to continue to be righteousness. All it takes is a second to flip. You know what I mean? So, we have to strive in that direction of perfection. And we have to continually to put our best foot forward. And a lot of people that we may think who are part of the 1/3, because they seem like they have a sense of light, or they may seem wise. They may seem as if they can regurgitate the information that you're trying to give them. And it's not that. It's not because they're not smart. It's because the Most High hasn't touched their heart to be a part of the 1/3. Why? Because He searches the hearts and the minds of those. He searches our hearts and our minds to He searches our hearts and our minds. We're just instruments to one another. We're different. We're candles. We're like candlelight. So if my brother or my sister candle is out and I'm on the path of righteousness, where I'm praying, I'm eating right, I'm trying to do right, I'm trying to get sent out of my life, I'm reading a book, reading the word, I'm out talking to people, whether it's giving to the poor, whether it's trying to build a bond with your mother that's in a different city, or your father that may be in prison, because the scripture says, honor thy mother and thy father. Whether it's trying to do the commandments, we as Jews, we as Hebrews, we as brothers and sisters in Yahweh's creation, we feel that sometimes we have a little light on our candle, that our candle is lit. And when we're on that path, our candle is lit. So we feel that since we see our brother or our sister, or someone that could potentially be our holy brother or sister, we see their lamp flickering a little bit. Or maybe the smoke from that candle, you could see like the fire's not there, but you could see the ember on the stem of the wax, right? And they need just a little light. So you put them on game. You put them on game and you think they're going to get it, but it's not you. Again, the Most High searches the heart. Sometimes from our perspective, from our own perspective, we can be in the situation where we feel bad afterwards because we think we didn't do our job good enough. But we have to switch perspectives. Switch perspectives from the person that you're trying to talk to. In their shoes, you have to look at it from that site also. Because we were all at a point where we were just like them. Whether it was worse or exactly like it, or just a little bit less serious than how they are. We were all at that point, right? So from their perspective, they don't care, or they just don't get it, or their hearts are just not touched by the Most High, and they're not a part of the 1/3. As much as we would like them to be, the Most High knows who is going to do his will and to stay in his light, right? He knows. He knows. So when we go back to that scripture in John chapter 8, verse 44 through 47, when it says, he that is of God heareth God's words, right? So if we're of the Most High, we're going to hear his words. So if we're telling people the truth and they're not hearing that, then they're not of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So it's not you, it's them. Even though you're trying to ring the alarm, even though you're trying your best to ring the alarm, they are not going to get it. They're not going to get it. No matter how much you ring, no matter how long you ring, no matter how loud your ring is from the alarm that you're trying to give them. Some alarms come with little trinkets and devices that try to help, and that doesn't even work. It reminds me of a time when I used to always have a sleeping issue. You know, from being an insomniac, if you will, just loving to stay up. And I always had that problem ever since I was a young child, like 3-4 years old, up all night. And as a young man, I don't want to get too much into my past, but as a young man of the world, man, I was at like 5 years old introduced to porn and VHS tapes and magazines and things like that at the age of 5. Right? And throughout portions of my life, I would dang on sneak downstairs to go and watch HBO and Showtime and Cinemax when everybody else was upstairs sleeping. I thought I was getting away with it, up there trying to watch that stuff. And then, years on, I led on to just being up throughout the night, whether it's from school, trying to stay up, doing music, whatever it was just like I was always up. I'm up right now. It's late, right? But anyways, man. Goodness, I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah. So, man, I forgot where I was going with that. Maybe it'll come back to me. But I have no idea what I was going to say. Man, I had a punchline for that. But when we tell people the truth, why don't they believe us? Why don't they? It's not like they not believe in us. They don't want to believe the truth. They just don't want to believe the truth. You can have a situation at the airport and you missed your flight, but the lady at the customer service desk says that there's nothing that she can do about your flight because of the way that you book. Your trip is non-refundable and you can't get any of your money back, and you have to pay up front in order to get back home on your flight, right? So from your view, you're going to the lady and you're saying, no, you need to do something with my flight or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Whatever that person may be saying to that individual. From their own perspective, they believe that customer service agent is not telling them the truth. But that lady is telling them the truth. That man or woman is telling them the truth. They told them the guidelines. They told them what it was. And that individual who booked that flight knew it was non-refundable. You know what I mean? They know the truth. But they just can't handle it. They just can't handle it. And we're just talking about basic terms. When you try to ring the alarm, people are not gonna want it. You know how good it feels to sleep? You know how good it feels when you're sleeping? You ever been so tired that you could lay on the bed and however you lay down is like the perfect position? Like you don't have to get in your comfy little spot. If you like laying on your side, you don't have to lay on your side. If you like laying on your back, you don't have to lay on your back. It's like either way you lay, you could be on a mound of clean clothes that you throw on the bed. And however you lay is how you gonna sleep. And it's exactly how you're going to wake up. Like, you're so tired, you won't even move from that spot. You ever been so tired like that? Like, the way you laid down, you woke up exactly like that? That's tired, right? So what I'm saying is that it's sometimes that we could be so tired, and then we finally get a little bit of sleep. Like, we finally get some shut-eye because we've been up so much trying to get in. We just like, you know what? I just can't take it no more. I'm going to sleep. Some people try to get a little bit of this truth, and they try to hang in there. They're like, they looking at you like, yeah, I hear you. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Man, But hey, man, what's happening with that football game, though? Who won that game? What? See, they going back to sleep. It's like they trying to stay up a little bit, but it's like, oh, man, I can't take this. So when they go to sleep, it feels so good to be asleep when you've been up for a while, when you've been trying to stay up and you just can't hang. So when you go to sleep, you're in that deep sleep, you're in that REM sleep. You're sleeping so good that if somebody tried to ring the alarm, if you heard that alarm, you'll be pissed. You'll be upset. You'll be so upset. You're upset every day knowing that you got to get up every day to go to work early in the morning. And you know you're not a morning person, but you picked the job as a morning individual so you could pretend to be a morning individual just so you can have a full day. You go in early, you get out early, so you want a full days of work. Or maybe, not a full days of work, but you want a day that seems where you have a work-life balance. Maybe you have children, so it works out with your schedule. Maybe you have a husband or wife, so it works out with your lifestyle. Maybe you got 2 jobs, it works out with you like that. But you had that situation where you know good and well that you don't like getting up in the morning. And the alarm itself makes you upset from waking you up from your sleep. The alarm itself, but you set it. You set the alarm. Matter of fact, you set more than one. Matter of fact, you probably got like 5 or 7 different alarms. Right? And the thing is that it wakes you up, but you want to go back to sleep. Sometimes when you try to tell people the truth, they kind of wake up a little bit. They hear you, but they want to go back to sleep because it feels good to go back to sleep. They don't want to deal with that. They don't believe their heart is not changed. The Most High has not touched them. They're not a part of the 1/3 yet. Maybe they could potentially be, or maybe they just may not be, and they never will be. Sometimes people like to press the snooze button. A lot of people like to press the snooze button. Like, yeah, all right, you know what? I hear what you're saying, though, but this is not for me. You know, this is too much. I can't deal with that. I cannot deal with that truth. That truth is too much for me. Okay? That one is, no, you don't do that. You don't say that to me. All right? You know what I mean? Some people just can't do it. And yeah, man, I hear you, man, but you know, we smoke the joint, man, and we just sit back and you know, we don't worry about that right now, okay? We go down to the water and go get me fish. Go get me fishing pole, man. And we do the thing and we dance and we you know what I mean? They hit that snooze button. They want to get back to it later. Snooze, snooze, snooze. Sometimes you ever hit that snooze button and you hit it too much and you're like, I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna get back up. And you getting back up, you get back up. You get up, hit snooze, you go lay back down. You get up, you hear the clock, hit snooze, go lay back down. You ever hit snooze and then you say, all right, I'm gonna just lay back down for like 2 more minutes, 5 more minutes. And you know you need to be up like right now. And like you hit that snooze button, but you fell asleep for so long that you missed the alarm and you woke up like 2-3 hours later. You know how bad that feels when you know that you needed to wake up, but it was just too late? We're living in the time right now. You are living in the time right now where if you don't get this truth right now, if you don't stop pressing the snooze button right now, you hear the alarm ringing. I'm ringing the alarm right now. You hear this truth right now, it's going to be too late. You need to wake up like right now. You need to wake up like yesterday. You need to wake up like last year, bruh. Like, there's no more games right now. You see Hollywood is crumbling right now. You have United States of America, the greatest nation in this present day time in the entire world. Dubai may be up there with their architecture. Yes, we know this. Right? But by far, the United States has the best sports selection in the world. From MLB, Major League Baseball, to hockey, to soccer, to football, to basketball. We have to swimming. Dang, man, you name it. We have the best sports selection in the entire world. The best athletes or gladiators, if you will, right? We have the best TV shows in the world. No one makes TV shows like us. You ever watch Shark Tank and then you accidentally watch Shark Tank Australia and you like, ugh. Like you tried to watch it for a minute, you like, nah, you know, I'm gonna watch I like the old one. Or you ever watch Chop? And then you see Chopped, and then you like the original judges. You like people from the USA. And then they go to a different country, and then they got different judges, and they got different people like, hi, Mike. Good day, Mike. Yes, man. You know, and it's like, you're like, nah, I like the old one. We have the best sports. We have the best entertainment. We have the best movies. Nobody makes movies like the USA. From drama to action to Marvel, to Capcom, to love, to drama, to comedy. You know what I mean? Nobody in the world can do it like the USA. And what I mean, I'm giving all these scenarios because Hollywood is crumbling. And if you have people like L.A. Reid, Bill Cosby, stepping down, I mean, getting allegations to Harvey Weinstein, to Russell Simmons, to Hillary Clinton and Pizzagate. I mean, you got stuff left and right. I'm not even going to name them all, but we know what's what, and we know what the deal is from who did what about this and this and that. And this falling, we're getting so much truth back to back that people are getting this truth. They either can't take it, but the conscious and the spiritual believe it and understand it. But a lot of people can't take it, and it's right in front of them, and they still don't believe it. When you see an empire crumble, when you see the starting phase of a fall, when you see a forest and you see a tree being cut by a workman with an axe, and he's chipping that tree away, and you see the wood chips flying, and you see that angle at the bottom of the tree. See, though, that axe is going into Hollywood right now. We're seeing just wood chips right now. The tree didn't even fall yet. Like, these allegations that been starting from years back are just wood chips. The base of the tree hasn't even snapped yet. Like, didn't nobody even put their finger on the tree and said timber yet? Like, this is just beginning, but these little bits of truth, these little wood chips, people can't take. Ring the alarm. That's what today's show is called. I know I was going to start off with on the mainstream news, but I guess right now this is not even important. I might hit it later in the show, but like right now, I'm not even talking or thinking about no break right now. I'm thinking about going in right now because there's so much information like that's been running through my mind. And there's so much stuff that we just need to sit down and talk about. And there's so many situations in our lives that we need to overcome. Even though, see, it's one thing to talk about this truth and know this truth, but it's a lot of things in our lives that we all know that we need to change like right yesterday. A lot of people still do baby lies. You got to stop doing baby lies. A lot of people still like to have premarital sex. We got to stop having premarital sex. At any day, any given time, we could die. You can get hit by a car. You can get in your plane and crash. You can have a heart attack. You may just not wake up from your sleep. You can have a slip and fall because it's so cold in your city. There's ice out. You could slip, break your neck, never get back up. You can have a heart attack. You could, we can name end to end on different ways, of a million ways you can die. We don't know the time or day. But when we play around and keep doing baby lies, even stealing French fries, stealing. I love French fries. I'm going to talk about that later if we get to it and not in the mainstream news. Kind of cheer up the moment a little bit. Because I'm going to go in tonight. We got to stop doing certain things. Why? Because the time is now. We got some cleaning up to do. We got some renovation to be done. Everybody like to paint the house. Everybody like to see a nice clean house. They like to see the yard. When you go to somebody's house, you like the curb appeal. You want to see the a nice cut yard. You like to see green grass. Some people like flowers. Some people like orchards, gardens. You know what I mean? Some people like the white picket fence. Some people don't want a fence. Some people just need the grill in the back. You know what I mean? What I mean is that we spend too much time cutting the grass. We spend too much time putting plants in the garden. We spend too much time trying to see which door we're going to put on our front door, whether it's a red gloss, whether it's a new doorbell or a new security feature that has a camera outside. We're too focused on the outside. Everybody want to get a new haircut. Brothers want to keep cutting their hairs on the side of their head. It says mark out the corners on the side of your head. I ain't supposed to cut your hair, dude. Go watch my show on the hair. Don't even squash the show. Go search the scriptures, bruh. If you got questions on that. Everybody a lot of women still want new colors for the new year. I'm pretty sure someone, I think I look good in blonde, or I should do red this year, or brunette. Maybe I should dye it black, or I should go for a cut. Everybody want trims now. Everybody want to do outside maintenance. So many people done bought new clothes because it's a new year, because they want to look new and feel fresh, and the new year hasn't even come yet. You're worrying about exterior motives, but we need to be worrying about the inside renovation. You know what I'm saying? We need to gut that bathroom out. We need to put a new kitchen in there. You know what I'm saying? It's the inside that really matters. We need to eat better, yes. Eat better. If you got a problem with drinking sodas, stop drinking so much sodas. I know that's a simple, basic thing, but we need to ring the alarm. Your body even tells you. You're having problems with your teeth because you're eating candy. We're to the point where we as people, our body even tries to ring the alarm. We eat candy on cavities, knowing that it's a hole in our tooth, yet the candy tastes sweet and is good to eat, yet we're eating it anyway in pain. But we'll deal with it knowing that, oh, it's only temporary. Oh, I'll be all right. Oh, you know what I mean? Just that your body is ringing the alarm. How many times does your biological structure has to knock on your door and say, hey, I'm hurting right here. Fix me, stop, hey, stop. You ever ate something spicy? And your mind's like, woo, hey, you need to drink something real quick. We need to cool down real quick. We get so many alarms, we keep pressing snooze. Why? You know why? Because people are lazy. People don't care. We could be so lazy to the point. You ever been so lazy where you had to pee and you're like, you know what? I got to pee, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till I get home. You could be at work and you say, you know what? I ain't going to go pee right now because if I got to pee, I might have to do a number two. So I'm going to just go ahead and go home and sit down, so I get comfortable. You know what I mean? I like to, read and chill, for a little bit, think for a little while. Or whatever it may be. But you press snooze, but your body's like, no, go now. Ring the alarm. I could tell you right now that we are all in bonds. That we are slaves to the United States of the America as citizens because our birth certificate is on the New York Stock Exchange. I could tell you that right now, and I could tell you that there's a way where you can get rid of all your debt. Whatever it is, whether it's student loans, whether you have a mortgage, whether you have a car, whether you have credit cards that you need to pay. Whether it's court fees or bills from the IRS that you didn't pay, I could tell you right now, all this information, put you on game with the truth, talk all about a set for value, return for value, how there's a certain way that you write your bills, where anything that's on a pre-calibrated paper that comes from any company is considered a voucher or is considered a check. But I could tell you right now that if you knew that there was a certain way that you could write on that check, which is technically a bill in layman's terms, but when you write it in the proper way, it could turn into a check and then you just send it in back to them. Not saying that you refuse the bill, but you write it on a certain way, it's set for value, return for value, exemption, foreclosure, your date, the date of your birth, sign it a certain way in a 45-degree angle, flip it on the back to the CFO, send it to the chief financial officer because the managers don't know anything. You send a certified mail because under common law, you always want to show good faith and clean hands. So you don't want to just put a stamp on it because putting a regular stamp on it doesn't show any paper trail. So if there was any case against you, what the judges want to see is paperwork. That's all they care about is paperwork. And I can tell you right now that the judge is not the person who has power in the courtroom. You wouldn't believe me. I can tell you right now, but you'll be like, well, the judge uses the gavel. The judge has on a rope. They sit right in the middle. I could break down all the black laws, lawyer terms, and give you the special language that they use. And I can tell you right now that the person that is in power in the court system is the clerk. You wouldn't believe me. I could ring the alarm right now and you may press snooze. But if you're enlightened and if you're the righteous, if you're part of the 1/3, you know what it is. You know what the deal is. But if you're new to the show, or if you're just the 2/3 just listening in, trying to feel like a part of the 1/3, then I understand. But we just read the scripture from John chapter 8, 44 through 47. And if you need a refresh, you can read it on your own. I can tell you all these things, how to pay your bills, how there's no debt, how that you are worth billions, millions, multi-millions. So much so that you're in the New York Stock Exchange and your birth certificate says so. I can tell you all this right now. I can tell you this right. I can tell you how to look up your number on the New York Stock Exchange right now and see how much the Corporation of America thinks you're worth. You wouldn't believe me. You'll look at all your bills and you'll be like, oh my God, this is crazy. I don't believe none of this. You wouldn't believe me. I could ring the alarm right now. You wouldn't believe me. A lot of people that have rung the alarm have died. It reminds me of a guy named Aaron Russo, amongst many other names that I can name. This guy was a friend of Ron Rockefeller, and he put his life on the line to tell the truth. And after he told the truth from being friends with this guy over many years, and he told probably some of the biggest truths that the world has come to know when they come to know it, that it was one of the most important things in his life, if not the most important thing in his life, that has helped save millions, if not at least 1 billion people now. But I know in reality, not that many people will get it because only a remnant will be saved. Only a remnant. The Most High is very specific. He's very specific. I can tell you right now that he said that when he talked to the Rockefellers and all this and that, how he talked about how they funded women's rights. They funded women's rights in the 1900s. And I could ring the alarm right now and tell you that if a woman is on a job and that's your lady, that she don't need to be on no job because a man is supposed to provide. I could tell you in common sense that when Aaron was talking to this guy, Ron Rockefeller, he said that when they funded women's rights, they funded it to get the women out of the household when the soldiers were at war. Because at one point, it was only men who were soldiers in the war. When the men went away, the women were working at factories was at home and taking care of the kids and stuff like that. But what it was a money thing. They wanted the women out the household for 2 reasons. For one, if you take the woman out of the household, who's going to raise the children? You already got the man at work and or in prison or dealing with other women getting caught up, strip clubs, whatever. He's not in the home as it is, or he's away from the home as it is. So he's not there raising them because he's trying to make the bacon and turkey bacon at that. You know, we don't eat swine. And then, so you take the woman out. Who's gonna raise their children? The state, the children. The state, the teachers are gonna raise the children, because the children are gonna be in school from about 9 to 5, the same time when the parents go to work. As soon as they get off from work, they gotta do a little homework. They eat dinner. They maybe watch a little TV. Then they go to bed. 5 days a week, you have the teachers, you have the state basically watching and raising your kids to their senior year in high school. And then by the time they graduate, they go to college. You don't see them anyway. And then throughout their life, yeah, you have 2 days out the week with them on the weekends. But by then, they just want to spend time with their friends. They got to do homework. They watch TV. They want to do other stuff. They don't want to spend no time with you, especially in this world of technology. Kids don't even want to go outside no more. Everybody looking down, literally. Didn't Pac say keep your head up? Everybody looking down, literally, all day on the phone, all day. But I can tell you right now that if you married, but I ain't gonna deal with marriage right now. I ain't gonna deal with marriage. That's not my lane. But I'm sure one day when I get married, when I have the have the means to get married, that I'll have the honor and be in a position to talk and deal about marriage matters. But I'll just say, let's say a dude got a girlfriend and they're in a committed relationship, right? That dude is supposed to be her provider. She is not supposed to work. She is not supposed to work. According to the Rockefellers, the Illuminati, the second reason why they took the woman out of the household was, for one, as we mentioned, so they could raise the children. And for two, they wasn't making enough money. Only the men was bringing in the paper. So meaning only the men who was working was getting taxed. So they was only taxing half of the population. But if you put the women on the jobs, and they'll be able to tax the men and the women. But if I was to ring the alarm right now, and if you're part of the 2/3, you ain't going to get this. So you can go ahead and click off right now. I'm in your city right now. And according to the scripture, if I come to your city and I knock on your door and I give you the truth and you don't want to get this truth, I am to dust my feet off on your mat, turn around, and walk away. It says, let the ignorant be ignorant. I'm ringing the alarm. I'm telling you what's what. So only Yahweh's people is going to get this. He's very clear. He said only Yahweh's people listens to the truth and listens to his voice and his word. That's what he said. So if you ain't getting this, if you don't understand this, it's hard to believe, then bye. Goodbye. See you later. I know it seems a little harsh, but I'm going in. It's not me. It's not me. I'm going in. It's just see you later. You're not a part of it. It's just that simple. You're not a part of the 1/3. You're not a part of the Most High's chosen few. You're not his child. Because his children hears his voice. I can tell you right now that this same individual, Ron Rockefeller, died because he talked about the RFID chip. He talked about the mark of the beast. Because he asked this dude, he was like, Ron, talk to me, man. Basically, he was like, man, come on, man. Look, y'all got all the money. You got all the money in the world. You can get anything you want, all the cars you want. You can travel anywhere you want to go to. You get as many women as you want. Like, what's the end game? Like, what do you want? He said, we want absolute control. Absolute control. He said the end game is to get everybody chip. We put all their money and everything on the chip. And then, if they do something we don't like or they get out of line, we just cut off their chip. That's it. And don't you know that there's an inventor in Saudi Arabia who created or attempted to create a patent in Germany, but he got renounced. He got denied. And his patent for this RFID chip, this mark of the beast chip, was to put cyanide inside of the chip. And at any given moment, it can be controlled via remote to explode inside one's body. Cyanide is poison. Cyanide is poison. I could ring the alarm right now, tell you all this truth right now, and you still won't get it. But I understand the perspective. I understand if you don't get this message. I understand that if you press snooze right now, then that's on you. And that you're not a part. I can tell you right now about 101 ways to succeed on your job. I could ring the alarm and give you some pointers and some tips. And just give you one tip. And you might press snooze. You might listen to me. You might be like, yeah, I hear you. But, there's nothing wrong with being a yes man. If I was to tell you right now that if your job, let's say, let's say you work from 10 to 6. You work at 10 a.m. You get off at 6 p.m. Let's say that because of this weather right now is so cold. It snows in your area, and your job asks you if you can stay because other individuals can't get to the job because they don't have snow tires, or maybe your city isn't set up to have the snowmobiles to maneuver the snow because maybe you live in Miami, right? And Miami doesn't have snowmobiles to plow the snow. They don't have snow plows. So they asked you if you could stay tonight to work another shift. They asked if you could stay till 10. So you come in at 10 a.m. instead of getting off at 6 p.m., they want you to get off at 10 p.m. And you say yes. But what if I told you, what if I rung the alarm and I told you to stop saying yes because at your job you always say yes to everything? They say, John Doe, can you come in tomorrow? You're like, yes. John Doe, can you come in this? You always say yes, 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 yes. But what if I told you saying yes all the time is not a good thing? And that you should say no, because the power of no brings you more money. You wouldn't believe me. Or you may press snooze. I can tell you right now that if you were to say no, you'll make more money. And you'd be like, well, Michael, how? What do you mean? Well, saying no gives you more guarantee on your job. Meaning, if they want you for your time, if they want you to stay over, they don't need to make you work overtime. They need to make you need to stay working, continue to work from 10 to 6 and get off at 6 on your scheduled time. And if they want more of your time, they need to give you a raise. So since you're saying no when they need you the most, in order to get John Doe's time, they're going to have to pay John Doe a raise. Because John Doe is valuable now. John Doe is an excellent worker. But since John Doe says yes all the time, they're going to go to John Doe every time they're in a scenario. But from your perspective, you're thinking, if I keep saying yes, maybe they'll give me a promotion. If I keep doing this, maybe they'll give me a raise. No, it doesn't work like that. Businesses give individuals raises to those who inquire. Some companies have it set up where they have it after your 90-day review, which rarely happens in a lot of companies, even though they say that. It's really a breach in contract. They don't look after you and review you and give you a raise. Some do it 90 days. Some do it every 6 months. And some have it set up where they give you a small percentage every year for like the whole team, right? But what if I told you that, there's a different way to bring in that money? You probably wouldn't believe me. But it's the truth. I can tell you right now that there's a fire. And you could, or someone, I'm going to say me. What if someone told you right now that there's a fire? Right? But you're busy doing some other stuff. And you see them, and but you don't see the fire. Yet you can see the look in their face, how they said it. You can smell their clothes. You can hear the sincerity in their voice, and you know they're not playing no games. But since you don't see the fire, you don't think there's one. Yet the alarm is rung. Have you ever been, let's use another job scenario. Have you ever been at your job or at school maybe, and they had a memo that went out that says, we're going to ring the fire alarm, but we're not going to let you know what time. Just be aware sometime this week we're going to ring the alarm, right? And every day that week you're there. Like you either have to work or you there for school, right? So there's a lot of different ways you could look at it. Some people may be alert for that alarm and may be anticipating it, and then it may go out the ear out of some people. it gets so busy, so tied up. But if they told you that they're doing a testing, you should be ready. You should know the escape route. You should know where you gotta go to. You should know how many people you gotta look out for. Like, you should be on your toes. The same way is like in this end time. We know that we're in it. We know that we're in the sixth seal right now. That the time is nigh, and we don't know the time, but we do know that this world is going to end one time. It may end in our lifetime, but it may not. We may see a lot of things. We may see a lot of things and it may not end. No one knows the time. That's the thing. But we all know that the alarm is being rung. We all know that we got a warning. So we all should be on our toes. And a lot of people take heed of warning, or you could say some. But you have a lot of people who knows what's going on, but they're so distracted. They're so into whatever they into, they totally forgot about it. And like they really don't care. They're like, if it rings, it rings. But it's just a test. No, what if it's not a test though? You feel me? Oh my goodness, man. I'm gonna take a break. I wasn't planning on taking a break, but I'm gonna take a break. I want to continue with the show. So let's go ahead and get started with the thing. And I'll be back. I'll be back in just a moment. Yeah, we're back with Real TV. Michael Isreal here. I hope you like that melody. That was by a good friend of mine who created that instrumental. But today's show is called Ring the Alarm. This show is to remind us that the time is nigh. And it's a lot of things that's going to happen in 2018. It's a lot that's going to be shaken. And it's a lot of things that are going to really just take off in a direction where people are going to be confused, afraid, and just seem famished almost. After Hollywood breaks down, as we see it chipping away, we literally see it chipping away. What's happening is that they're taking out the men. They're going for the men right now because Satan has it set up. Satan is like, yo, Satan is owning this time now. He has it set up because these guys know that they made a deal with Satan. They know that this point was coming. You can't make a deal with Satan and think that it's going to come out fair, right? So they knew that this time was coming. But what's happening is, right, all these male celebrities that are in this situation are going to be coming forth left and right with different allegations and situations. And a lot of the women are taking sides. They're taking sides with the industry, thinking that they're getting over with this whole feminist movement. Like, yeah, they did me wrong. He did me wrong, this and that. Now, I can't say that these allegations are false, but at the same time, I can't say that all of them are true. There's a lot of women who are playing sides, faking like things have happened and they really didn't happen. They're playing the game to play sides so they can feel as if, because which they really think in their mind and in their current situation, that women are going to take the way of Hollywood instead of men. But I'll give you a sign how that's not going to happen. Hillary Clinton was not president. And I say that as a symbology to let you know that women is not the next movement right now. That's not how Satan plans work. When you look at the Baphomet, it is a depiction of half male, half woman. With that being said, the newest movement is to put all transgenders into the Hollywood elite. From management to directors to children, that is the new evolution of Hollywood now. They're tired of how it was and how it is, and Satan is ready to replace. He is ready to put in his minions. And that's what's happening. So you have these women who are taking sides, right? Who think that they're on the right path. But what's happening and what's going to happen is that what they're forgetting is that a lot of these men who are being set up falsely have a lot of money. And they know a lot of hitmen and stuff like that. So first is going to be the men, but then we're going to see the women going off one by one. Different allegations, different stuff coming up on them. Them losing their jobs and this and that. I guarantee you, some of these women are going to start dying. Some of these female celebrities, these women celebrities, are not going to be around too long. These ones who are saying these false allegations and things like that, because these male celebrities are not going to have that. They got money. They still got money. You know what I mean? So you got it that way, where Hollywood is basically ushering in Sodom and Gomorrah. They don't want no more male straight men. They don't want no more women in there. They want all transgender. That's it. Period. So that's one of the things that we're going to see a lot of in 2018. A lot of what we're going to see also is more Satanism. More things that has to do with Satan, like boldly, out, blunt, just straight up. They ain't playing with it. I mean, we just seen or heard about rather. I just heard about it. I don't have Twitter. But Hillary Clinton, or Chelsea, was it Chelsea Clinton, giving shots out to the Church of Satan. They saying Happy New Year, like in the public. And now John Legend and his lady acting like they wasn't affiliated with that $100,000 dinner plate party that they went to. You don't spend $100,000 to get no dinner, man. They doing some Pizzagate pedophilia stuff in there. But anyways, so you're gonna have a lot of you're gonna have the transgender movement evolution going on. You're gonna have the promotion of more Satanism out boldly. My prediction, and I'm not a psychic, I'm just going off of my intuition and how things are coming to pass so fast. And I got a video that I want to work on with this, but one of my things is that the currency is going to collapse. The currency is going to collapse to the Bitcoin. And it's going to be a worldwide currency where either the Bitcoin is going to be on a credit card type of digital card or swipe card, and then from there it'll probably go to the chip. It's gonna go to digital currency. Period. You go back and you look at Back to the Future 2, in one of the scenes you'll see that when a guy gets out the taxi, the grandpa gets out the taxi, he paid in Bitcoins, yo. This is like back in the 80s. So we're going to see a currency change. We're going to see a lot of different weather effects. And we're also going to see the start of some type of retribution and recognition of the true Jews and Hebrews, us. They're going to give us some type of acknowledgement of who we are, because we're to the brink of the us being out of slavery. 2019 to make it a full 400 years. So the time is nigh. Where and you know the sad part is that I could ring the alarm right now and tell you that, of course, this is not entirely about being black or melanated. But melanated people are of royal blood from the Most High. However, we are a part of the tribe of Judah, or Judea, the tribe of Judah. We are the Most High's chosen people. But for those who come into the truth, are his children, and that includes all nations, all creeds of color, all creeds of people. Some people get it mixed up and they think that it's really about color and that it's a race bait type of thing when they hear the song Fake Jew, or they hear or see the videos that are created about where we come from. Everyone in the world knows that we're past due for reparations. Everyone in the world knows that we're the Most High's children, and that out of all the races in the world, we have been neglected. Why? Because we neglected the Most High. Everyone in the world knows this. They put it in the movies, they put it in songs, they make fun of us on their cartoons. They try to act like us. I mean, they take our land. You know what I mean? But I don't want to get too far off on the deep end. But since we're coming to the time is nigh from us being out of bondage, now they want to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Now they want to put her on the money since the dollar is about to collapse. You see how they do? But who cares anyway? Who cares about putting someone black on a piece of scrap? Nobody, man, we don't care about that. And the retributions is not gonna. Don't look for money. Don't look for monetary gain. Look for something spiritual. Look for the part, just the fact that they even acknowledge that we are the children of the Most High is better than money. We don't want, this world is going to burn. This world is going to burn. This kingdom is not always going to be here. So why would we want to set something up in this evil and temporary world? I'd rather wait on the great I am to give us what he got for us. Not what they want to give. Not what these evil people want to give us some scraps after they done spent all the money, all this 400, 500. I mean, all these years. All these years. They done spent up all the money. They throw us in Section A and say you can't be with a man, or they're going to take away your Section A, take away your food stamps, or whatever the case that is. They give us these low-income jobs. They put these Chinese restaurants in our neighborhoods that have all these polysaturated oils, these bad oils. They put in palm oil. They put in canola oil. They put in dang on KY jelly oil in with the vegetable oil and stuff. They put in all these bad oils. And you know these Chinese restaurants are not cooking the food in good oil. They got like special oil that they get from the government to put in their food to dumb down the neighborhoods. They keep putting these liquor shops in our neighborhood. They keep selling alcohol. How you sell alcohol at a gas station and tell us don't drink and drive? How you tell us not to smoke at the pump, but you got cigarettes in the gas? You know what I mean? Everything's backwards, man. We don't want your money. Give us the respect that we deserve. Give us our land back. The Most High is going to ensure that his children are taken care of. Once we are in his hand, there's nothing or no one that can pry us out of his hand. Nothing. Once we're in his palm, we are protected. No Satan, no weapon shall prosper against us, period. There's no ifs, no ands, no buts about it. Today's show is called Ring the Alarm. I said I was going to go in. I'm going in right now. And I got to talk about our brothers and sisters real quick. And then I think after that I'll probably do not on the mainstream news and we'll shut it down. But I got to talk about this though. And it's about sex, and I might do another show on it called Sex Part 2. I don't know yet. But today's show is called Ring the Alarm. So I got to ring the alarm about sex right now. And it's to all our brothers and sisters. We got to stop having sex if we're not married. And I'm going to sip the tea on that. Matter of fact, I'm going to take another sip while you think about that a little bit. Matter of fact, here you go. That's that tea. It's ginger. Matter of fact, what did it say? Little things on the ticket. I got 2 packs in here. One says plant kindness and gather love. Okay, I like that. And the other one says, what is it? Other one says, the difference between a flower and a weed is a judgment. Ooh, okay. But this is about sex. This is to our brothers and sisters. We got to stop having sex if we not married. And you may ask yourself, but why? I mean, I understand though, but why does it say not fornicate? We understand that fornicating is a sin. And we know the scripture that says, be not deceived. I'm not even going to tell you what book it is or what verse. You search it. It says, be not deceived. Neither fornicators and some other people will not enter into heaven. It says, be not deceived. You could be in love, though you can be passionately in love with someone. Y'all could have been together for 2 years, 3 years, maybe even 5, maybe 10 years or something like that. And you know that y'all there for each other. You know that's your A1. Y'all get along good or whatever the case may be. And y'all so in love, but y'all not married yet, but y'all still doing the thing. And when y'all do the thing, it feels like it's 100. And then sometimes when you get done, you may feel guilt because as a man or woman of God, as a man or woman of the Most High, you feel that conviction and you know the scripture, but you just can't get over that bite. You can't get over that taste. You can't get over that feeling. So over and over again, you do it and you get so sidetracked and you fall in and out of the delusions thinking that what you're doing is morally right and that love is love, and it's not. It's not, because when you really love someone, you know that when their soul is on the line, when you know their soul is on the line, you're going to care about their soul and you don't want them to go to hell, so you're going to do everything in your power to not feel with any guilt. So if anything happened to them at any given moment, and if they died before you and y'all wasn't married, you knew, or you would know inside your heart that you would feel terrible, that you would just feel heartbroken, because you know that y'all should have got married and y'all didn't. So we got to talk about this sex thing a little bit. I got to ring the alarm on this, because a lot of us may have questions about, like, is there any scientific reason about why we shouldn't fornicate? Or is there a deeper spiritual meaning that we could possibly understand? Well, let's dig into it. A guy, let's break it down to the basics. A guy could look a woman in their eyes and can almost penetrate her being in a spiritual sense, where he can almost read her in a way. It almost touches her soul if he does it right. I'm not saying you gotta be some Suave or some what's his name, Jerome from Martin or something like that, but it could be a sensual look. And I'm not trying to teach anyone how to do this, but in essence, a guy, and I'll switch perspectives in just a moment, but a guy, before he even has sex with the woman, he can already have sex with that woman 20 different ways, 40 different ways before they even have sex. Because the scripture tells us that whatsoever a man thinks, so is he. So a man thinks in his mind of all the different ways he can have sex with the woman. They already had sex before they even had it. A coach will tell the fighter that you need to beat your opponent in your mind before you even start the fight. It all starts in your mind. See, we know that in ancient times, the kings will have sex with different women at a time. 3 women at a time. 3 to maybe 7 women at a time. Doing it this way, that way. One's right here, one over there. One is doing this way, one is like. We see it in the ancient depictions, in the stones of the walls, and in the paintings from all over the cultures. And what they don't want to tell us is that we were involved in all cultures, that we created it all. Us as Jews and Hebrews. They don't want to tell you that. And what they don't want to tell you is that, yet, even though they had orgies, in that way, the way they did it back then was on a spiritual sense, in essence, because they were trying to reach an enlightenment. They were on other levels of trying to enrich themselves for a different purpose than what it is today. Even though at that time, some people, I am sure, because there's nothing new under the sun, have gotten sidetracked and did it for other reasons. But in the time now, Hollywood, for example, they do it for blood rituals and for Satan. They knock off the chakra levels and the energy and spiritual levels of the man and woman. They do it to take their energy. When a man penetrates a woman, whether it's with a condom or without, and they're having sex, or whether she has her fallopian tubes or not, when they have sex and he climaxes inside of her or on her back or anything anywhere on her body, he is taking a part of her. Their biological structure and chemicals and fluids mix with one another to get information. See, when a man have sex with a woman, he's getting information from a DNA genetic structure that gives his body information. Because all of our cells are designed with code. Every cell has a different job. One cell does this, another cell does that. Another one is responsible for doing this and that. Our body is structured in code. So when we have sex with someone, we are taking biological codes in with our own DNA and body. So a man can have sex with a woman and know in a, how can I say, almost spiritual way, almost a biological way that he kind of or may not even know that he's doing, and know about her in a sense, not her history and her past, but about are they going to connect or not. And then he'll get this feeling like, she's not the one. And they may do it for a while, or they may happen to connect, and they may remain a couple. But in a lot of cases, men have sex with women and then they bounce. And then the woman on the other end is wondering, well, why did he leave me? I don't understand, because, he, we went out together and, we bonded well. We could talk with one another. Our communication was excellent. We've had dinner. We've had lunch. She felt on a mental level and on a conversational level that they were A-okay and that they were perfect and that they bonded well. But what she didn't know was that when she gave her body away, she gave something of herself that was on such a lower dimension. See, when you have sex on a lower dimension with people who are not spiritual. Now, I'm not promoting some Jim Jones drink the Kool-Aid, have sex with the spiritual person type of thing, because there's some enlightened and you need to do it with all these spiritual people. So that's not where I'm going. What I'm saying is that when you put yourself on a lower dimension, you have these different entities that you bring in within yourself, whether male or female. But I don't know if y'all hear me on that. So I might have to go in on sex part 2 and even just do a show, just like a full long, hour-long, detailed show on just that. I'm trying to ring the alarm here. But sometimes less information is more. And as much as I could cut the show right now, I'll just say a little less so you can understand a little bit more. I'm going to take a short break and I'll be right back. We're going to start with Not on the Mainstream News. This song is called Less is More. So blissful, so natural, so wonderful. On a day like this, it's incredible.
Make me wanna go outside and take my shoes, take a walk on the pavement. Take my shoes on the grass and just look at the clouds above and look at the ground around me. Listen to the birds, look at the bees. Sit on the bench, look at the trees. Think about life and think about the things that I need to do. The things that I want to do. I got plans and things that I'm gonna do. No more woulda, shoulda, couldas. I'm about to do it. I gotta do it. A mountain high I gotta climb. I'm on the top now. I wanna help others now. I wanna help others now. Less is more. But less is more. Is what the world portrays, but that's a wrong lie. That's a wrong lie. That less is more. That less is more. I need more people on this side of life. I need more people that I can relate to. I need more people that I can social with about these conversations that I've been learning about, though. Some people don't get it. A lot of people won't get it. And that's the sad part. Less is more. Less is more. In a world full of lies, less is more. In a world full of lies, less is more. Concrete pavement. I wanna take my shoes off and walk on the grass. A lot on my mind. I need to sit down. I need to walk around. Sun shining. Matter of fact, it's a gloomy day. Clouds out on this rainy day. Perfect time for a lovely walk out on the sidewalk. Concrete pavement. I need to talk about my feelings, but it's hard when I'm talking feelings. So I'm quiet. Less is more. Now I'm quiet, cause less is more. In this world full of lies, less is more. About to record, babe. Concrete pavement. I just need to take a walk. It's called Less is More. And we have to start with not on the mainstream news. You know how we do. So, how about we do a little countdown to crank the mood back up? Huh? Oh, yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You already know how we do, baby. Real TV, Michael Isreal. If you haven't subscribed, why not? It's called Ring the Alarm, man. I gotta ring that alarm, man. We're about to start it off with not on the mainstream news. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, so let's go ahead and get the show started right with not on the mainstream news. There's a lot of things that may be disturbing here tonight, and but we have to talk about it. And I'll try to make it quick, and I'll try to end it with something a little bit more uplifting, if you will. But we got to talk about it, so let's go ahead and get started real quick. Porn star postpones... Dang, man. Porn star postpones oral sex tour after dog mauls her face. So you got this Italian porn star who is on tour, who visited over 400 men in 10 different cities. She ended up petting a dog, and the dog bit up her face. Tell me that's not the Most High. If he's not trying to touch this girl to get her right, did he not go and try to talk to the woman at the well? The woman at the well was a whore. She didn't know which man was her husband. And then they wanted to kill her. They was like, Lord, blah, blah, blah. He said, no, let he without sin cast the first stone. They wanted to stone the lady. This lady was a hoe. She's a hoe right now. I got to call it how it is. But the saddest part is not that she got bit by a dog. It's the fact that she said that after she heals, after 9 months, she's going to go back and finish the tour. Damn, man. Somebody talk to me, man. Come on, man. This is not on the mainstream news. See, people hear that alarm. You can have a vibrating alarm in the room. You can have an alarm that sits on your table and then it rolls off like a robot. You got an alarm that floats in the air, a drone alarm. It sits on your table but if you hit snooze, it flies in the air and it hovers in the air. They got all types of alarm. This lady has an alarm that bit her in the face, got stitches all over her face just mauled up, bleeding, cut up, bruised, damaged. And she's going to go back after she heals? Some people just won't get it. You can't touch people. Even the dog touched her and the dog can't touch her. She has to be touched by the Most High. Her heart is not changed. She's not a part of the 1/3. Moving on. Not on the mainstream news. Man, this is crazy, man. But we have to talk about it. Okay. So this is not to be sun gazers or astrologers. We're not supposed to be into horoscopes, astrology, looking at the stars, to just be looking at them, eating popcorn at night and just staring at it. It's okay to know that it's there, but to just go and do the solar eclipse thing like a lot of people did in summer, nah, we're not going to do that. But just to know that it's there is understood. But not on the mainstream news. The moon will do something that hasn't done in over 150 years. Isn't the stars and the moon the calendar of the Most High? The new year hasn't even started yet. The new year doesn't start till March. The Most High uses the land to let us know what season we're in. You know damn well. Forgive me. But I'm upset. So I got to go ham right now. Y'all know I don't like nothing to do with the swine, but I got to go ham right now. We know good and well that January is after the Greek god Janus. It's paying homage to the Greek god Janus. Yet people believe that the new year is in the dead of winter. You see the snow on the ground. You see how cold it is. You see the squirrels are not out eating acorns. You see, come on. People lift the veil and just get some common sense, please. Goodness, man. We know that spring, you see that dew. You see the pollen coming, the bees coming out. You see ladybugs everywhere, love bugs. You see the flowers blooming. That's the new. It's new. That's the new year. All right. The moon will do something it hasn't done in over 150 years. On January 31st, the moon is going to do something it hasn't done in a long time. Many know this phenomenon as the blood moon, the purple moon, or the blue-red moon. Okay? It's something that experts like to call the super blue blood moon eclipse. It will be an extremely rare sight and worth observing. This is going to be on January 31st. It's going to be a blood moon. You'll be able to see it in all parts of the world. Mostly in the United States. People living in Indonesia, New Zealand, Central and Eastern Asia, Australia are going to be the luckiest. People from Hawaii and Alaska might get a glimpse of it. Okay, so That's what's going on here. But we know that when we go to scripture, let's tie in some scripture into this. When we go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 14 through 19, we understand. And I'm going to just read the whole thing, and then I'll highlight the part that I really wanted to discuss. But let's read. And Yahweh said, let there be lights, and in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let there be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years. We could stop right there. It's just so much to chew in just one line. But just that whole paraphrase, just that whole scripture itself right there in 14, there's a lot. It says right there, let there be lights in the firmament. So for one, we know that the sky is a firmament. It's under a dome, a firmament. But I could ring the alarm on that. You'll press snooze. You can't. Some people won't get it. But that's okay. The 1/3, y'all know what's up. Okay? But it says, let them be for signs. So we see that this blood moon that's going to come on the 31st is another sign. This eclipse that happened last year was another sign. These are signs. It says, let them be for signs, for seasons, for days and years. Let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And the great I am made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. You see how they put that touch in there? And the stars are just beautiful, right? And Yah set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. That's what he did. All right, but let's move on. Not on the mainstream news. It's so cold in Florida. Iguanas are falling from trees. There's no punchline for that. It's cold all over the world. Whether it's geostorm, whether it is the Most High himself that is protected. See, this is another thing too. See, they got all these drones and stuff spraying all these chemicals over the clouds with all this bromium and this strontium and aluminum, all these chemicals that they putting over the clouds to create for one, to stop the sun rays from beaming on the earth. Because we as melanated people, we are one with the sun. We could be in the sun all day, no skin cancer, no burns, no bruises. But they're hiding the sun, for one, to the best of their ability. Because they can't handle the rays over a long period of time. There's over 80% of people in our land, in Jerusalem right now, who have cancer, who are not melanated, who are not supposed to be there. Over 80% of them are dying from cancer left and right. And having skin cancer left and right. So one of the reasons why they keep doing this chemtrail stuff is because of the clouds. They want the clouds to help protect the rays of the sun, which is not helping at all. 2, they can't stop because they already started. The atmosphere is so used to it that if they stop, it'll be storms like crazy. 3, they try to create storms like crazy. But again, with that being said, with it being so cold all around, in scripture, when we go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 3 through 26, which I'm not even going to read all of that, but I'll read some of it. We'll start with verse 4. And Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Don't we hear about Korea and all them right now? And about all these other countries? Talking about, Trump just said the other day, he got a bigger button better than Kim Jong, whatever his name is. He got a bigger button to press. They're talking like they're on a PlayStation, like a PS4 or something. They're talking, this is wars and rumors of wars. You see? See that ye not be troubled. See, the 1/3 ain't going to be troubled. We good. We know that we're in the Most High's hand. Like, we're going to be protected. We're good. It's those who are not the children of God and who are not righteous, who are afraid and who are troubled. All right? It says, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So even when all these wars and all these rumors of wars come to pass, the end is not here yet. You hear that? It's coming, but it's not here yet. That warning, you hear that alarm? Check it. You see? Wow. All right. But it says, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. So nation against nation. All right. It's plain as day what's going to happen. Right? But where's the part about winter that I want to read? Well, shoot. Let's go ahead and read some more then. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye should be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Woo! And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. People offended right now. People betraying another right now, hating one another right now. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Because it is sin is so much around the world, people they have little love right now. They cutting in front of you when you're in the line at the grocery store, when you're in the line at a retail store. They cutting you off in traffic. People just don't care. People saying all types of stuff on social media. People have a lack of love. The love of many shall wax cold. And when this love of these people are waxing cold, they are fulfilling scripture. They are the ones without love. They are the ones who are not a part of the 2/3. So just know that the time is nigh. Okay? But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So you can endure this thing, but we got to do it all the way to the end. We got to run this race all the way to the end. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall come to the end. So it's going to be people like me, people like you out there trying to tell the truth. And it's going to be all over the world. YouTube is all over the world for nations to see, all over the world. And then it's going to come to an end. You're not going to hear from us no more. You'll be like, dang, man, where's Michael? Where's these other people? I wish I would have. No, there's no you wish you would have. You should do it right now. There's not going to be no I wish I would have, should have, could have, would have. No, it ain't going to happen. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let him which be in Judea flee into the mountains, or let him be within Judea flee into the mountains. We are the tribe of Judah. When this stuff pops off, we need to go to the mountains like the scriptures say. Wherever you are, if you got mountains over there, we got to go to the mountains. I'm in Georgia, but I'm not going to go to the Stone Mountain up in Atlanta area. I'm not going to go over there. The mountains I'm going to go to, if they don't get us back to our land before time, I'll go to somewhere in Colorado. That's my plan. That's my plan. To get to Colorado. Okay? In the mountains over there. There's over 58 different mountains to be over there. Safe. And in fact, the Queen of Britain has land there. Oprah has land there. In the same place. Colorado has the deepest and the best underground military DUMS base in the United States, if not the world, that looks like 7-star luxury hotels, 11 miles deep in ground. All right, y'all don't hear me though. I'm ringing an alarm. Let's go on with the rest of the scripture though real quick. Let them which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Y'all remember when them hurricanes were down there and people were taking refrigerators and suitcase full of clothes on the roof? Nah, if you're on your rooftop, you stay on your rooftop. Don't take nothing out. Don't take nothing out. You depend on the Lord. You don't got no food, a bird will bring you some food. That's what's going to happen. But you got to have faith. And if you down a roof, you down a roof. All right? So don't take nothing out your house if you're on a rooftop. And don't come down. All right, it says, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. So to women who want to have children, You can't have children right now. Don't worry about it. In heaven, okay, in heaven is going to be heaven, and there's going to be some good things there. If you're going to want to have children, the Most High is going to bless you, okay? There's women who were born and they never had the ability to provide children, and they had a husband that they couldn't have children with all their lives. The Most High is going to bless them in heaven. Trust, okay? You're going to be blessed. So woe unto the women who already have children who are breastfeeding. You see that give them suck? You see, we should be sucking on our mother's breast as a child, as a baby, as an infant. But they're giving us powdered scientific milk. And they're giving us milk from a cow. And we wonder why our children are growing up so big. You wonder why? Because you're giving milk to an infant human being who is drinking milk from a 2,000 ton cow. I don't even know if they weigh like 1,000 pounds. That cow, that milk is supposed to feed a baby calf that weighs like 800 pounds. That's why we get, all right. Y'all don't hear me though. All right. Pray ye that here it goes, right? The iguanas are so cold in Florida that they're falling from the trees. Here it goes, verse 20. Pray ye that your flight not be in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Right? So we got to pray that the war doesn't happen during the winter for those who are a part of the 2/3. Y'all got to pray. Y'all going to be the ones praying. The 1/3, we already know what the deal is. We already know that they're going to try to do something on our high holy days. That they'll try to do something during Passover or something like that. When we trying to do worship the Most High and celebrate our joys of the Lord. And a lot of times when we have these storms like this, is because they're trying to protect us from these drones and all these things like that. The Most High is forming the clouds to protect us. Okay? But yeah, man, you could read that whole thing. But for the essence of time, let's go into some more not on the mainstream news. Now on the mainstream news, Missouri man admits to sexually assaulting girl 8 years old in motel room. Giving her meth, police says. Y'all gotta keep your children tight. Keep them tight. And don't be putting around no crazy people. Y'all women who got these different men coming to your house because you're single and I know you need affection and love, but you're bringing them around your children. Don't do that. You got to make sure this man is spiritually fit and right and sound. Even then, you got to just listen. This man had sex with this girl, an 8-year-old girl, and he drugged her. Y'all want to know what happened? This nigga put... All right, forgive me. Listen, I know I don't talk like this, but if you got kids listening to this, it's kids that talk worse than this on the schoolyard. People talk worse than this on your job. So if I say nigga, I say nigga. But y'all know how I regularly talk. But this nigga right here, all right? This guy, pardon me, this guy right here, I'm trying my best right now. This dude put meth in the toilet paper. He rolled the meth up in the toilet paper, and when she went to wipe herself, she got high. Had sex with this dude, and after can you believe that? This dude put methamphetamine into toilet paper, and when she went to use the bathroom to wipe herself, she got high. He also gave her cigarettes and gave her marijuana the same night. When the girl's mom came home, the girl pulled her mom into the bathroom and told her everything that happened. This is the world we living in right now, man. And y'all think this is a game? They're ringing the alarm right now. When this thing really pops off and the purge really happens, y'all think the purge is just a movie. No, the purge is really going to happen. That's not just a movie. They put the truth in the movie and the lies in the news. The purge and when the purge happens, you're going to have all these crazy men and women, straight men and gay men and women, dykes, all of that.
going after people, children, elderly, when the lights go off and they don't come back on. Y'all think it was a game when Atlanta's lights went off at the airport. You got the busiest airport in the entire world. They gave us a glimpse that, okay, all right, y'all keep it up. They gave us a glimpse in Chicago with United Nations over there setting up last week. They're giving us a glimpse right now. And y'all think it's a game. Y'all don't hear the alarm and y'all think it's a game. Y'all think it's a joke. It ain't no joke, bruh. It ain't no joke, man. This is like, listen, to the 2/3, y'all ain't gonna get this. But it's sad, though. It's sad. To my brothers and sisters, y'all know the deal, though. You feel me? Y'all know how it is. I'm not going against you. Yes, I'm upset right now because this has happened to our little children. This happened. Can you imagine this happening to your niece or to your nephew or to your child? Nah, that's crazy. It ain't gonna go down like that. It ain't gonna happen, bruh. 4-year-old Texas boy rescued from drug house infested with rats and roaches. Lord forbid that he goes to a foster home and they put him on the MK Ultra because they try to get the kids before 5. So their mind can be shattered and have multi-personalities and put them in sex trade and stuff like that. They say more foster homes, children are abused there than any place else. When you have rats and roaches in your house, I understand that he's in a drug house and it's sad. But I hope that he has people in his immediate family that could take him in, that are okay and that are spiritual with the Lord, that could get him on the right path, get him some good food, some good clothes, and a nice clean atmosphere. But when you have roaches, for one, rats is another thing, especially more than one. When you got one rat, that's a lot of rats. One rat is a lot of rats. But when you have roaches in your house is cursed. Trust me, I know. I grew up in a house full of roaches, full of them, and the house was cursed. You know why? Because that house was passed on through the generations and the whole family is Masonic. Order Eastern Star, pledging into these different sororities and fraternities. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but as far as that goes, but as far as having roaches in your house is not a good thing. You may see one or two, that's different. But when you have a tub full of roaches, because you get up in the middle of the night to go take a piss, and there's roaches crawling all over the tub that look like like somebody kicked over an ant bed, from ant-sized roaches to dollar-sized roaches to two-headed roaches the size of your index finger. They crawling out the sink. They crawling out the everywhere. And you go in your kitchen to get a drink of water. I remember being 5 years old, 4 years old. I remember having to put on my tennis shoes. They couldn't even afford no house shoes, man. I had to walk on the backs of my tennis shoes to go in the kitchen to get a drink of water. And it was so many, I'm talking about thousands of roaches. Like the ones you go Google. When you go Google house infested with roaches, that's what the house looked like that I lived in. Sad, yes. And what's the cursed part about it is that they nocturnal, bruh. They come out at night. Like during the day, you don't see them. You don't see one. Or you may see one crawl on the TV. Or one scurry across the floor real quick. Or one zip from your living room to the dining room real quick. But at night, they crawling from under the refrigerator. They're in the refrigerator. They're in the crevice of the corners of the fridge. They're coming out your cereal box. There are thousands of roaches all over the floor. Thousands all over the sink. When you have roaches in your house is cursed. I don't know why I'm still on this right now, but somebody got roaches right now. Or somebody knows somebody, or been in the house where you were young and you had your backpack and you put it on their floor. And then you took your backpack to school and you had roaches crawling out your backpack, or you brought roaches home, or you didn't want to sit on somebody's couch because you knew that it was something that was just off-putting about it. Oh my goodness, man. I'm going to sum it up with this, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the show short. Not on the mainstream news. Not on the mainstream news, all right? I said I was going to talk about fries because I love French fries. So I'm going to try to soften this up. Alright? To those who like nacho fries.
Taco Bell got some nacho fries that's coming out this month. Alright. It's gonna be nationwide in all restaurants. My bad, man. I'm trying to soften the mood, man. Dang, man. Alright, listen. And I know I like organic food. You know, it's good to eat organic, but we live in a world where we just can't have everything organic. Sometimes you just gotta use faith and you just gotta pray. And there's sometimes that we all fall for our vices, whether it be French fries, candy, whatever. But, you know, we gotta have prayer for one. And then, you know, it's always okay not to overindulge. But listen, Taco Bell got some fries coming out for just $1 this month with nacho cheese, Mexican season, and or you can get the Supreme. So you got the regular fries for $1, comes with nacho cheese, or you get the Supreme for $2.49, or the Bel Grande for $3.49. Comes with all the Taco Bell add-ons, including beef, pico de gallo, nacho cheese, sour cream, and bonus features include $5 box with fries, Doritos, drink. You know, speaking of Doritos, real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut the short. I know I said I was gonna do that, but is it just me, or am I tripping? Why is it that Doritos have organic Doritos now? I was in a store not too long ago and I saw a bag that said organic Doritos, and it was like, what? Organic? Like, what was y'all feeding us the whole time? And then I saw one that was like organic Gatorade. I'm like, organic Gatorade? What was y'all feeding us the whole time? It's crazy, right? It is crazy. Even if you love someone, there's someone that you really care about, you really want them to wake up. Sometimes you may be in your own perspective and you're going to think that it's something you're doing. Or it's just maybe y'all don't get along. Maybe y'all not compatible. It's not that. It don't have nothing to do with that. It's the fact that they're not a part of the chosen few. They're not part of the righteous. They're not a Jew. They're not a Hebrew. You know? They're not. They're just not. And that's just how it is. It's sad, but we have to understand that when the Most High told the disciples, throw down your rods and follow me, I'll make you fishers of men. Even though he made them fishers of men, they may use the rods to get the fish. But it's the Most High that wills them in. It's the Most High that wills the power of the fish. See, it's like when we go through stress and we're worrying about something, we can carry our burden or we can give our burden to the Most High. See, the Most High can carry everything. He's stronger than us. The scripture says that when we are weak, he is our strength. Therefore, when he say cast down our rods and follow me, I'll make you fishers of men. Though we may have the rod to go fish the men and throw, it feels like we're doing the work because we got to throw the rod out there. We got to put the bait on there and we got to wheel them in. We're not the only one holding that rod. See, only the Most High can lift up Leviathan. Go and read Job. I'm going to say it's in Job chapter 8. It says, who can put a hook in his nose? Who can lift him up out of the waters? Stuff like that. See, the Most High is the one that has to wheel them in. We're just throwing a rod in there. But he has to hook the fish. He's hooking the hearts of those whose hearts are on his. It says in one of the greatest commandments is to love the great I am with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our mind. And if you're not doing that, and if you love someone that you feel that is not in that position, you just got to pray for them. And hopefully they can become a part of the chosen few if the Most High chooses them. See, sometimes we think that we could choose the people, that since we know them or know of them, or since they seem like a cool girl or a cool guy or whatever, that they can be a part. But we don't do the choosing. We are supposed to cast a rod. You can't throw your rod in the ocean and suspect to catch a trout when your rod is headed for salmon, you don't know what's in the water. You see what I'm saying? We don't know who we're catching. We're just supposed to talk to people and give them this. You don't know how if you're going to, you may have your hook on a whale. How are you at 145 pounds, 150 pounds, or 298 pounds, or going to wheel in a 5,000 ton whale? You can't do it. You don't have the strength. So it's not you that wheels it in. Remember, you are not the rod. You are not the rod. Your body is just a vessel. Your body is not the rod, but you use your body as a rod, but the Most High uses your body to talk through you, to talk to people, but you don't get the people. The people are chosen by the Most High. You see what I'm saying? I hope I didn't lose you on that. Now, if I'm talking too fast, I hope I'm not talking too fast so you can slow it down. But if you could slow it down and rewind it, then maybe you could catch it. You get me? I don't know. Maybe I lost you on that. But don't worry about it. This is called fairy tales, and fairy tales do come true. There's a scripture that says, comfort one another with these words. And I don't know what a book is, but you can Google it, you can search it, you can find it, you can seek it if you want to find it. But it says, comfort one another. It says there should be no more crying. There should be no more sorrows. There should be no more pain. He's going to wipe away every tear. There's going to be no more anger, no more sadness. There's going to be a day where this all comes true. And if the Most High is not in your life, or this is your first time listening to this, and you want him, all you got to do is confess with your mouth that he is your Lord and Savior, that he died for your sin. You believe in the Holy Ghost. You believe that he was hanging on a tree, and that he left his Holy Spirit for us to have and to use as discernment from good and bad. And that you want him in your life. You believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and that he dwells in heaven. He sits on the throne, and that the earth is his footstool, and that he watches over us, and that he put the very breath into our nostrils, and all those good things. When you confess with your mouth, then you are saved. Then, therefore, you need to continue to always pray, be around like-minded people, cut your circle around the people that you're around. Start doing things better overall. And keep up the good faith. There's not a lot of churches to find nowadays. They're all so evil and then full of part of these 501c3s. So just do the best that you can if you have one in your neighborhood or good people. You know what I mean? But it's so difficult. It's so difficult. I know. Trust me, I've been to over 30 different churches. But fairy tales do come true. So don't worry about all the stuff that's going on. And I know with everything that's going on, you have your own problems. But sometimes we as people can just put ourselves so far out on the limb to help someone else because we care for them. And they may not feel the same way for us. But it's all right, though. However you feel, whatever you're going through is going to be good. You're going to be good. All right? One. This is chill music. Yeah. This is real music. This is chill music. Yeah. This is real music. You are beautiful. You have to understand this, okay? And you are a handsome person. You have to understand this, okay? Beauty from the inside out. Okay? Not from the outside in. Alright? And I know that everything is going to be okay. I'm here to tell you, don't worry about a thing. Everything is going to be alright, alright. Don't worry about a thing, all you.
I know that you might think that things won't be okay, but it will. Fairy tales do come true. 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 Fairy tales do come true